Hello, good day to you. I'm sitting here in a piano practice room. I'm not going to be demonstrating too many musical ideas. I'm going to be going above the musical ideas. We're going to talk about the ideas surrounding how we learn with our musical ideas. Well, I have a few ideas in mind of which video. Okay, which video are we making? Expectations. We got to talk about expectations. So, expectations are necessary for faith. For instance, you have to have faith in the process that you can learn. And why? Because you can. And I'm talking about learning music, but of course this applies to other things too. You can learn pretty much anything so long as you check your expectations and make sure your expectations are reasonable. Because a lot of people, they might think that, oh, I'm so smart at doing this other thing. That must mean that I'm going to be really smart at doing this new thing that I'm learning, music. Here's a for instance. Someone might be really good at listening to and understanding words and being able to string words together to convey complex ideas with a lot of nuance. Sorry, I said that word weird. Nuance. And, yeah, that's cool. That's great. You've been probably trying to speak ever since you were a young child. Maybe some people waited a little bit longer to try and speak, but it doesn't mean that they weren't listening and understanding. Oh, listening and understanding. I talk a lot about that with my students. It's pretty important, really important. But expectations. This goes out to you and my audience right now. If we're going to be talking about expectations, how would you expect a baby to start learning how to talk? Well, they would make lots of mistakes, and you'd probably have a hard time understanding what they're trying to say because they have their cute little voices, and they're going to say all these cute little words with their cute little speech impediments or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, that's so adorable. And this is just a beautiful, precious phase of human development that a lot of people start with as like pretty much as close to when they're born as possible, right? And if not, maybe they develop telepathy or something. So look into that. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's right. Expectations. Now, if you're going to be learning something new as like an adult, I hope you're prepared to accept the concept of having an inner child. Because guess who's going to be learning music? Not your adult self, your inner child self. Which is why I guess a lot of people have been making a pretty big point about maintaining a beginner's mind in any sort of process when you're learning and paying attention to gain understanding. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere that someone pretty important said, knowledge is measured out by the quality of your understanding. I'm sorry, quality of your attention. Let me say that again. I don't want to get that wrong. Knowledge is measured out by the quality of your attention. That's right, it was Jesus. Jesus said that. I think it was in Matthew. But anyway, yeah. So let's think about this. If you have a bunch of expectations, whether you realize it or not, the expectations that you have for you to be like exceptional because, oh, I'm an adult and I'm smart and I can learn new things and do new things. It's true, but you got to have patience. Patience. You got to check those expectations because if you're carrying a lot of expectations, you won't really necessarily have room for more new information that you're trying to gather. Speaking of gathering things, I've heard it said one time that the term kung fu or gong fu kind of loosely translates or is best paraphrased as the phrase skill gathered through experience. If that doesn't apply to music, I don't know. You gotta experience things. You gotta do it. Just like when you're talking as a little baby, you got to experience the act of trying to move your face to get words to come out of them, out of your face, like this. And yeah, you got to check your expectations. And have the expectation, the very accurate expectation, that it's not you and your conscious adult self that's learning this new skill of talking. Because you don't really, I mean, you know, there is a lot of neurodivergency that kind of leads to different experiences of how it is to put words together and use them to communicate with other people that will listen to and receive those words, which is, oh man, I mean, neurodivergence or not, that just seems to be like a trickier process the closer we get to some kind of eschatological object at the end of some kind of time cycle or timeline. But anyway, all that stuff aside, I guess what I'm trying to say is you have to treat yourself like a baby when you're learning something new, if you're going to learn something new, because it's your inner child that is learning something new, because you're really gauging who you are in relation to the world. You're gauging who you are in relation to the world based on your acquired experience of interacting with it. So like, oh, I'm an adult. I've just, had a continually conscious identity construct inhabiting what I perceive to be like a single continuous human lifetime. Maybe there's other stuff going on that I don't really know. Who knows? If it's there, I guess it's out of my power and my perception. But anyway, this is all to say that if you're going to be learning music, you want to take on that endeavor, that hobby, that passion, whatever you want to call it. You got to remember that you got to be patient with yourself as you would be patient with a baby. Don't rush yourself. Yes, I'm stealing from somebody when I say don't rush and don't expect too soon. Yes, if you can figure out who that is that I'm quote-unquote stealing from, just trying to be a great artist here. But, not too many expectations placed on myself in doing so. Yeah, just take your time. Remember, treat yourself like a little baby. Babies need nourishment. They need reassurance. They need everything that a baby needs, like love and understanding, and to be seen and be like, oh yeah, that was cool, Be there. Be there for yourself like you're a little baby. And whatever happens with this process, it'll be fun and meaningful as the process unfolds. And that's just something I'm going to say about expectations right now with this same shirt that you're going to see in another video. Because I'm going to make 2 videos today. How about that? All right, well, if you thought my improvised rambling hit a few chords, struck a few chords, well, would you mind hitting like, maybe writing something in the comment section, or maybe even hitting a subscribe? I'd appreciate it. All right, thanks. Peace out. I'll see you next time. Take care.